Hello everyone and welcome to round 8 of Neo Racing League Season 4. We are here at the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo Nino Ferrari, better known as Imola in San Marino. We've got Rupsicola currently on a lap, heading up towards the line now, exiting Ravazza. Where does the Williams go? A 24-7, puts himself P6, and a Williams that has been struggling, does not look comfortable and could drop down further. The Cooley now heading through Ravazza for the final time. Can the RB get to the top of the get up the field? They've looked strong but not strong enough. 24-0 puts Soda down to P4 and the RB does an excellent job. JPS finishes in P7 and that is just behind Rupsicola, and that is not what we're going to be seeing if you're that Mercedes. We've now got Marcel up towards the line, puts himself P2, 23-6. The McLaren puts himself on the front row for the time being, but is that all she wrote? No, it isn't. We've got Gary Gator, we've got Shoot Fizzle currently on laps. Up towards the line goes Gary. Do they go fastest? No, they don't. P2 by less than a tenth of a second. Here comes Shoot. Do they go fastest? No, they don't. It's a 23-1. Puts themselves P3, and that is our grid. Speed Queen takes pole position by less than a tenth over Gary Gator. We are now past the hut into the second half of the season. They're going to go 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. We now go down towards turn 1. Can Speed Queen maintain the lead? Yes, they do, but for how long? Here comes Gary Gator, who has the inside line for turn 1. Is that the mystery machine who goes through? Yes, it is! As for Gary, goes into P1. Speed Queen does not look like they are at the same pace through there. They didn't get the optimal line. Through turn the second chicane now. Gary pulled a slight bit of a gap.
There's not going to be any DRS this time around. Yes, there is going to be DRS this time around. Gary Gates is setting a new fastest lap of the session. That's to be expected. Coming up now, going up around the outside. That goes Speed Queen. Going to be way before the braking zone.
I literally having a speed dial now because of a last race. So here goes Marcel. He's going to try and go around the outside. Can he make the move stick? He makes a move on both of them. He absolutely flies by the Red Bull and the Aston Martin. Takes the lead. Excellent stuff there from the McLaren. Moves to the race lead from P3 to P1 in the space of a single corner. And now Marcel also gets a 3-second time penalty. Our race leader. That is not what we're going to be doing on lap 4. Speed Queen is all over the back of the McLaren, who desperately needs to pull away now because that Red Bull is not mistake ridden. Goes up the inside for Ravazza. That will take them back to the race lead, but the McLaren will have DRS. Can the Red Bull now use the McLaren as a bit of a defence mechanism to their rival of Shoot Fizzle? Gary being back in the session, dropped behind Rupsicola, but he's still in P5. He's fighting off Constant Soda. However, still has that DRS. Here comes Marcel down towards turn 1. Retakes the lead, but it's not just going to be one driver passing Speed Queen. It might be 2. There's Shoot Fizzle, flies by, and that Aston Martin, our former championship leader, he's now back into P2.
With that penalty looming over Marcel's head now, he really needs to get the his foot down and try and break a gap.
Safety car.
There's a collision. Safety car.
We go down towards the green flag running. Mark Balder's got 3-second time penalty for track limits coming out of that. Safety car's in. Here comes Soda. They're going to look to the right, look to the left. Is there anything the McLaren can do? They can go to the inside. Is this going to be the race lead? Speed Queen defends, but through goes Soda and into the race lead. The McLaren takes it away from the Red Bull, who's now struggling because here comes Detective Midge. He's going to try and make a move. No, he doesn't. Decides to back out of that one. But the Red Bull did look like they were struggling a little bit on that opening bit, first chicane. Now looks to have got back into race conditions, and now is starting to get their momentum back because they've got to try and get back towards Soda, who now needs to try and scamper away as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, we've got Shoot Fizzle, who's gone round now trying to fight JPS, and Shoot Fizzle is right down the order, and that is not what you're going to be seeing if you're the Aston Martin, who's now right behind their teammate and out of the points. or will Detective Midge put a halt to the Red Bull's quest for P1 and drop them down to P3? The Haas is doing an excellent job. The McLaren's gone wide, Soda's gone wide, and that is not going to be seen. JPS is round as well. There's a yellow flag in 2 different areas of the track. Mark Baller and JPS have caused that, and now we've got a bit more contact there between the McLaren and Speed Queen as Soda drops down to P2, but will have DRS. But that McLaren did not look comfortable going through Variante Alta. Here we go.
It's worth looking at the back of this train. Oh, and there goes Soda around the outside of the Red Bull there. Are they under threat from Detective Midge? No, they're not. But look at the back of this train. Look who it is. It's Shoot Fizzle on those hard tyres. He's made his way up back to the front pack. He's going to be a real threat to these drivers now.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the amount of grip he has as we go towards Tosa. He's going to go around the outside of the Haas, who looks to be struggling. Detective Midge has pulled a bit of contact there with Shoot Fizzle, and that will cause the Haas to drop down Yilda.
The gap that they're not pulling, Speed Queen and Soda, is they are not getting closer to the leaders. They're 25 and 28 seconds back respectively, and that's a virtual safety car. It looks like there's a Williams stopped on track. Here's Williams in sector 1 that's got missing a front wing.
That 6.9 second gap seems almost impossible to catch in 2 laps unless there's some sort of significant error. Here comes Vekuli though, takes the position into P2. We're going to stay on with a very much damaged Aston Martin. However, he's done everything he needed to earlier on. He pulled that gap. That damage did not affect him too much. Rounding the final corner for the 32nd time, despite the damage and despite the safety car. Shoot Fizzle wins in Imola and retakes the championship lead.
Shoot Fizz ended up taking that victory, but a 5-second penalty made it a lot closer than it should have been. Vekuli took P2 in the end, with Constant Soda holding on to P3, Speed Queen in 4th, Rupsicola in 5th. Then it was Detective Midge, JPS, Gary Gator, Ali and Marchmeister rounding out that grid. Shoot Fizz then extends his lead back up to the championship. He's now up to 99 points, whereas before he managed to let it slip to Gary Gator. He's retaken it, and he is almost the first driver that will get 100 points. If he races next week, he's almost definitely going to get 100 points and get those 3 figures on the board. Speed Queen Rupsicola 75 and 70, but a poor race from JPS sees him drop more into the grasp of Vekuli in P6, and the Mercedes' title defence is waning ever so slightly. This is the second half of the field. Funny Wave Band in 11th, joint now with Detective Midge and Constant Soda just 1 point behind the 2. Then the teams, Aston Martin dominating still with a gap of 36 points between the top 2.